Hello? Oh, I keep forgetting to take it off mute. I'm ever so sorry. Okay, so can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, that was so out of tune. Oh, wow. I want to rewind that and have no sound for that. Can you hear me now? That's better. Okay, perfect. Sorry. No, it was definitely me. I have certain settings that obviously I have to go through, and it's just that's twice now I've forgotten to turn the mute off. But we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. I was saying hello to you all, and I was asking if everyone was okay, if we had a good start to our week. Yeah, how are we all? I have a couple of updates. Very quiet. I mean, I can try moving this up a bit. There you go, see if that helps at all. Lou, bless you, thank you for the stars there. So my updates are the mini sparkle dip is still going. I managed to change the sign. So mini sparkle dip there. Oh, we had our parents' evening as well today. Oh no, Sue. Oh gosh. Tara, proud mum alert, 100%. Shout it to the world. Halloween cupcakes, they sound nice. So yeah, mini sparkle dip is on, and the new section has gone on the website today, and it's the keyring section. Now I've just put a few keyrings on there for now. Obviously with the mini sparkle dip we have the keyring as an option, and I do plan to roll out the keyring as an option throughout the website. For example, on the charms you can pick a lobster fitting or a hoop fitting. I'm hoping to get the keyring option added onto there, and to certain pendants and bits like that, just to then make it like a bag charm or a keyring, or a different way to basically display your jewellery and your pearl. So if we go down, I'll show you one that I've got here. Actually, let me quickly bring up the sizes so I'm not going to get this wrong. So all the sizes are in the description. All the lengths are the same. It's obviously just the different size of the item on the end of the item on the end of the chain, which will make a difference. So to start with, you have this toggle latch hook, which means it can actually spin around. This one can, and it's, oh, I just realised I'm not on camera, and it is a latch hook design. Oh, let me get this focused. It's doing that thing again. So I am just refreshing it. Okay, so let's go down. So this is the latch hook design at the top. So you can just push it, oh, let me show you, push it here for it to hook on something. So it's on a spring and it's quite tight. So obviously once it's hooked on something, you then have to physically push that in to unhook it. So that in itself is 10 mil, so that's a centimetre long. We then move on to the links, which is 50 mil long, which is 5 centimetres. So altogether you've got the hook at the top and then the chain, and then your pendant or charm is going to be on the end there. Okay, now if you'd like a pearl with this one, it would sit at the top, and you can, if you have items on lobster fittings, you can hook them, or if you've got lots of pearls on lobster fittings, you can then almost have like a tree of pearls coming down, especially if you've got a small lobster fitting. That'll look quite cute with this one. So these are our key rings. Okay, so these are on the website and will be made available as an option to add as well. So I hope, I picked this one to show you because I absolutely love the colour. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can sort of see. I'm going to get some photos and bits of it all, just on like bags and stuff like that, just so you guys can sort of see the size in comparison and stuff like that. So shall we get started for today? I'm also going to be putting just the chain and latch hook at the top on, so that way if you've got charms on lobster fittings, if you wanted to then change them at home, you can do so. So I'll be putting the single fitting on as well, but they are sort of ready-made like these ones on the website already. Okay, so yeah, Kia's favourite sparkle dip went. Yeah, she, however, has found a heart with the same colour and likes it on the keychain, so that's her new favourite, I think. So up first today is Cassie Seaward. I've just realised I've still popped because I bring the oysters in and I put them in this section here until the live, that way they're not all over the desk. So I've just realised I've actually got to get the oysters out. Oh, can you tell it's one of those days today? So I'm looking for Cassie Seaward. Are you here? Hello, Lillian. I'll have to watch that. I mean, I don't know if you can get it if it wasn't on record or anything. Cassie, hello. Please bear with me just a second. As you can see, like I said, I bring the oysters in and then I just pop them in there, just because at the moment with the desk so full, I have to have these ones on the floor and I don't want to sort of come in and then knock them over. So yeah, that's why I just had to pop them in there until the live started. Okay, so Cassie, hello, hello, hello. You have 3 openings, altogether. What 3 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, bless you, Jade. Welcome back. Where do I just type that to? I just typed a lot and I don't know where it's sent to. That's scary, isn't it? Cassie, you'd like all mystery oysters and donate your shells. Okay, perfect. Is there certain colours you're hoping for? 1, 2, and 3. So let's get these open. There's 1, 2, and 3. And let's go down. Yep, we do have spaces available. Thank you, Sophie. If you would like to order, you'll be added on to the order list as we get to the end of the current order list. And I'll do an updated verbal and written order list as we go. Okay. I'm just getting the pearl picker. There it is. Okay, so like I say, Cassie, are there to be honest, with all the clanking I'm doing on this desk, I'm surprised she didn't go off sooner. Cassie, are there certain colours that you're hoping for? You really like the red pearls. Okay, so oyster number 1, we have a softer pop there. And in your first oyster, quite a bit of a pearl blister going down the front side there. And then in here, I can see a peeper right down the bottom. And this is becoming sort of a more popular colour at the moment. Oh, that's just the top half of the shell fallen off there. Now this is a light lavender purple. Let me have a squidge in here. Okay, so there's no more in that one. And if I hold up your first pearl so you can have a closer look, you have a light lavender purple. And then moving on to oyster number 2. You have a softer pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. And I can see straight away in this one, you have a watermelon coloured pearl there. Let me just have a squidge in here as well. There's no more in that one. So you have a watermelon from your second mystery oyster. So I'm just going to pop this on the board. Look at that. So watermelons are like a pinky coral, and the beautiful bright deep colour there. And then moving on to your last oyster. We have a softer pop there. And in here, Cassie, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see in here, you are quadding. You have got the 4 pearls in the one oyster there. You are quadding, my lovely. So let me just dry these up for you. And again, I'll just hold them up so you can have a closer look. We have a grape purple, a coral, a candy floss pink, and a lighter apple green. So grape purple coral, candy floss pink, and a lighter apple green. If I put them in the sand with your other pearls as well, I hope you're happy with those, my lovely. Now, Cassie, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. So it's going to be completely up to you what you would like to do. You've got that lavender, watermelon, grape purple, coral, hot pink, and a apple green. If I run them through the board for you, your watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lilac purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The brighter candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your coral's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And your purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, he is a 6. What do you think to all of those, my lovely? Are you happy with those? Like I say, if you're not happy, we can swap them. Oh, swap the pink for a cherry red. I can indeed. Now, the reds we've got at the moment, I wouldn't say a cherry. I'll show you the brightest ones which we have. Unless you prefer to have a black cherry, which are those darker, deeper reds. I can also grab one of those if you prefer a darker black cherry. However, let me show you this one. Would you be happy with that one there? That one's beautiful. Perfect. You can have that one. I'm just going to take that pink away there. And did the first oyster... Was it? No, that was the watermelon. Not that one. The one where the shell broke. No. No pearl in there. Okay, so if I bring you back up there, Cassie, I hope you're happy with those. Let me grab this for you and put them in here as well. Cassie, I do hope you're happy with that. And if I pop them on here, thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. And I do hope that you'll be happy with everything once it arrives as well. And you get a trick or treats card. So if I dive in here, and in here, your trick or treat, and you have a treat, which means you have a 20% off code for the website. So if you would like to order again in the future, you'll have a 20% off code to use. That will get sent through for you tomorrow, and you'll be able to use it straight away, or you can hold on to it because it doesn't have an expiry on there. Cassie, I do hope you're happy with everything there. Oh, did you? Oh, bless you. Well, you've got. I mean, I think that's the top percentage off that we do in the trick or treat. You must be very, very lucky. Lisa, bless you. Thank you for the stars. Now, if you can hear the rain picking up, it is. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it yet, but yeah, if you start to hear that pitter patter, it is just because it's the rain here. Okay, so up next then this evening is Janet Lloyd. Janet, are you here? Janet, hello. Okay, so Janet, so if we'll do your oyster openings first, you have 2 openings altogether. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Sorry that the camera's bouncing today. I didn't realise it was touching the keyboard. Mystery and donate. Janet, is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So number 1 and number 2. Oh, hello Emma. Back to listen to the voice. I should just like read the dictionary, pop it on a podcast for you all and just send you to sleep. Apart from I won't be able to pronounce most of the words in the dictionary, so it'll be, yeah, it might be a failure. So let's go down. Your first mystery oyster . You have a softer pop there. And in your first oyster, Janet, there is your mother of pearl. Is there certain colours that you are hoping for? Now I can see straight away a lemon yellow. Let me pop him out for you. And then I'm just going to have a squidge in here as well. And there's no more in that one. So your first pearl is a lemon yellow. If I hold him up so you can have a closer look. Ooh. No, I've never been to Australia. Don't get me wrong, I would love to go. But no, I've never been. Yet. I will go one day. So Janet, there's your first pearl there. Moving on to oyster number 2, which is again your mystery oyster. And we have a lighter pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a bright, hot pink peeper. Let me have a squidge and just see if there's any more in here again. And there's no more in that one. Okay, so if I dry this up for you as well. Janet, what do you think to these, my lovely? You have a lemon yellow and a hot pink. Jojo, hello, my lovely. That was a wave. I went to move my hand up and realised the camera's down. What do you think to these? Now, Janet, if you're happy with these, that's perfect. However, if you're not happy, we can swap them for you. If I run them through the board, your lemon yellow number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And your hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He is a 7.5. Can we swap for a bright purple? And a blurple. Where would the blurples be? Over there. And then you'd like the purple and the blurple on lobster fittings. That's not a problem at all. Let me just hold up these 2 colours here, and then you can confirm if you're happy with these. If so, that will be perfect, and the invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. So there is your blurple on this side and the purple on the other side. Let me bring you back up. Lovely, perfect. It's when I say darker. Now I'm going to be listening for when I say darker, Linda. So now I'm going to be possibly changing the way I say it because I'm more aware. Let me write this down for you. On lobster fittings. Okay, perfect. You also have 2 mini sparkle dips. No oyster openings with those, so just the charms. So if we grab the mini sparkle dip bag, good luck, Janet. I'm just going to pop it down and then we're going to dive in and just give them a mix to start with. And let's go dive in, and I've got a good pinch here. And here is your first one. Now I felt we've got quite a few of these escaping there. So with your first charm dip, let me hold you up so you can see. So this one is our Sun Spot charm. Let's go down, and it is in a brighter pink. So this is our Sunspot charm, and it's in a brighter pink. Start of November, Teresa, so they'll be going out the next couple of weeks. So this one, this Sunspot, has a point on the back, which means that the charm's never going to sit still. It's always going to have that wobble, so it's always going to catch the lighting there. Now, Janet, if you're happy with this one, you can stick, or if you'd like to risk it, you can twist it. Stick with that one, Janet. Perfect. Okay, so you're happy with your first one there. Let me bring you back up again. Cassie, I can write it down for you. I won't be able to do it on the live, but it can definitely get done. Let me just write that down. Swap the coral for Cadbury purple. Okay, so yeah, Cassie, I've got that down for you. I won't be able to do it now, but there's definitely not a weight on there, okay. So Janet's moving on to your dip number 2. So with this one, you can stick or twist again. So again, I'm just going to give them a mix. And then if I dive in, close my eyes, and I've got another good size pinch there. I don't want to send them flying everywhere. So I think that's one. That is one. Okay, so now with this one, you've got the same type of charm. So you've got that sunspot charm again. However, of course, you've got a different colour here, Janet. So it just depends on if you prefer to have the same charm or risk it for a different one. Now this is like a darker, deep, almost like a dark blue. So again, this is a sunspot charm with the point on the back, and I'll just show you the reverse side, and it's this darker, deeper blue. Now again, you can stick or twist with this one. It's completely up to you what you would like to do. Stick with that one as well. Perfect. Let me bring you back up here. Janet, I'm glad you're happy with both of those. Thank you for the donations with your shells, with your oysters, and I'll send the invoice across for you tomorrow to the email address that's on the order form. You also, oh, let me just move these out of the way. Oh, sorry, Madam Lim. So you also have a trick or treat. Let me move the skeleton. Okay, so in here. No, Janet, you're very, very welcome. Your trick or treat, my lovely. And you have a treat. You have 10% off code. So you'll get an email from us tomorrow with a 10% off code, which means if you'd like to order again in the future, you can use that 10% off code. Now you'll be able to use it straight away, but again, it doesn't have an expiry, so you can hold on to it if you would like to. Janet, I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. Mim is very vocal tonight. She is, and she's very stary as well. She's sort of got a crooked look. Yeah. Okay. So up next is Gail Lard. Gail, are you here? Gail, hello. Hello. Now, Gail, you have our first tantalising treat of the night. So let's go over to our tantalising treats. Now, I'll just do a quick explanation. Tantalising treats are bags with pumpkin faces on. Inside the bags will be 3 or more oysters. Now, these oysters will range from the normal, expand the rainbow, new rainbow, mystery, Halloween, and 4 pearl oysters. So you're going to get 3 or more oysters in each bag. So this is a perfect way to start off a pearl collection, or of course make your pearl collection grow. Now what you'll need to do, Gail, is if you can pick which face you would like, so Casper, Toothy, Dracula, Gnasher or Evel Knievel, And then I'll also need a number. So I'll need to know number 1 if it's the top line, number 2 if it's the middle line, and number 3 if it's the bottom line. What do you think? What face and number would you like, my lovely? Toothy number 1. Nope, Mim does not blink. Mim does not blink. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, so Toothy is the second one in the lineup here. So number 1 is the top one there. And you can see if I bring him closer that he is Toothy. So if we get your oysters out, you have 1, 2, and 3. 3 oysters in that one. Now, Gail, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? And are there certain colours that you're hoping for? I'm just getting these open. The sound of the rain is like really soothing me. Like I fall asleep to the sound of the rain. It's one of my like calming noises. Do you know you just have certain noises that instantly just zen you out? Rain's one of them for me, so it's really like you just sort of see me just sort of relax into my chair in a minute. Okay, so Gail, donate the shells. Perfect. So let's go down and like I say, is there certain colours you're hoping for? So oyster number 1. There's one side. Oh, and the other side. And in your first oyster, you are quadding. Oh, wow. And you've got a really cool 2-tonal pearl as well. So you're hoping for a sea green. There's no more in that one. Now, from your quadding oyster here, you do have a sea green. I'm just drying them up for you. So we've got a dark black cherry. And then you've got a second black cherry there, slightly larger, slightly darker. You have a sea green. And you have a 2-tonal pink and green. Look at him. So hopefully you can see that pink. So it's green there, then it goes round into the pink. So pink and green. So black cherry, slightly darker black cherry, sea green and 2-tonal pink and green. It does look like a mermaid. Moving on to your oyster number 2. Let me just move that over, move that across. So oyster number 2, Gail. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you are twinning with 2 huge autumn peach twins. And there's no more in that one. They are absolutely huge autumn peach twins here. Look at those beauties. Gail, I hope you're happy with those as well. And then moving on to your last oyster, which is again from your Tantalising Treat, Toothy number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here, you are twinning for a second time. So you've got quads and 2 sets of twins from your Tantalising Treats, my lovely. Now your twins here are twinning apple greens. Again, I'm just going to pop them on the board and hold them up so you can have a closer look. Gail, I hope you're happy with all of these, my lovely. Excuse me. If I pop them all in the sand, I mean, you can see the size of those autumn peaches, especially when they're next to all the other pearls like that. So the top row, you've got a black cherry, then a darker, slightly larger black cherry, a sea green and a two-tonal pink and green. You've got twinning autumn peaches and twinning apple greens. You officially name the blue and pink Pearl Aurora because of the dress. Yes, Sophie, you've named it. You do have the authority. So if I run these through the board, your black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Slightly darker black cherry is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the Aurora is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. Moving on to your apple green, twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Apple green number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. So the apple greens are slightly different sizes there. Then autumn peach number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. Oh, he does go through the 8.5, so he is an 8.5. He was tight though, but yeah, he definitely went through then. And your autumn peach number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5 as well. Let's pretend it's pink and blue. Well, to be fair, just showing this for Sophie, it is a greeny blue. Like, it is, I would say it's slightly more green, but it's not a pure green. It is like a tealy green. So it is, I would say that it can be the Aurora. So don't you worry. But Gail, I hope you're happy with all of those. Channel out. Oh, you're gonna make me laugh tonight, Sophie. Oh. Gail, what do you think to all of those, my lovely? I hope you're happy. I'm just popping them all in here for you. Can you have them on hoop fittings? Of course you can. And I'm glad you're happy. Let me write that down for you. Perfect, I've got that down. So that invoice will get sent through for you tomorrow and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. You also have a trick or treat, so I'm just gonna give them a little mix. And your this way around, trick or treat, my lovely. You have a treat. You also have 10% off code, which means again it will get sent through for you tomorrow to the email address that's on the order form. And if you would like to order again, you can use that 10% off code on the website at any time. It can be used straight away or you can hold on to it because it doesn't have an expiry date. I hope you're happy with that. I've got a really, really itchy nose today, but it's one of those that I can't itch. Okay, up next this evening is Nicola Bagshaw. Nicola, are you here? Oh, bless you. Emily, hello. I hope you feel better soon. Lots of sleep and do what mummy says. But hello. I think so, Cheryl. Hi, Kirsty. I'm looking for Nicola Bagshaw. Nicola, are you here? I can't tell if that's a slight bit of thunder or if it's just high wind. Nikki, hello, hello, hello. Oh, Nicola, I'm ever so sorry. I was going to say Nicola, no. Oh! Nikki, you also have a tantalising treat. I'm so sorry. Let's bring up the pumpkin faces. Oh, dearie me. Right, let me just top this up as well. So with the pumpkin faces, I'll need to know which face you would like and which number you would like. I'm so sorry. Hello, Rosie. It is 3 or more, Leanne. I did say on the last live that the website says 2 or more. I needed to change it. I actually forgot to, so thank you for reminding me. I'll definitely get that done, but it is 3 or more. Oh, I'm sorry, Nikki. So, what face would you like, my lovely? So you've got Casper, Toothy, Dracula, Nasher, or Evil Knievel. And then, like I say, I'll need to know if you'd like numbers 1, 2, or 3. Casper, number 2. So let's bring you back. So Casper is the first one here, and number 2 is the middle row. So if I bring him in so you can see, so we've got Casper. Let's get him open. You have 1, you have 2, and you have 3 oysters in this one here. So are there certain colours that you're hoping for, Nikki? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I'm due thunderstorms. That doesn't surprise me. This morning was so warm, and then this afternoon it was really windy, but it was still warm. It's been bizarre weather today, and now of course we've got rain. It's been very bizarre. So let's go down. I've opened up all the oysters out of the packaging. So like I say, are there certain colours you're hoping for? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? So in here, there's one side and the other side. And in your first oyster, you have a brighter blush pink. Donate the shells. Perfect, thank you. There's no more in that one. So your first oyster is a brighter blush pink. Let me pop him on the board and hold him up so you can have a look. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, rolling out backwards there, you have a larger autumn peach. And there's no more in that one. So again, let me just pop that to the side and we'll dry up your pearl and hold him up so you can have a closer look, Nikki. Okay, so here is your larger autumn peach. And then moving on to your last oyster, again from your Tantalising Treats. Oh, there's one side and the other side. And in here, the shell has broken slightly. I do apologise. Now I can see it comes out. You have a brighter lemon yellow, in between a brighter yellow and a sunshine yellow, a lemon yellow and a sunshine yellow. So let me, oh, and he's two-tonal. So if I pop him on the board and hold him up so you can have a closer look as well. It's not a conservatory, Beth. I've got an office in the garden, but it does have that kind of roof, yes. So this is a two-tonal yellow. So as we go around here, you've got brighter and lighter areas. I'm just going to move it around this way as well. So you can see brighter and lighter areas as you go around the pearl there. I hope you're happy with all of those, Nikki. So you've got a brighter candy pink, a autumn peach and a two-tonal yellow. If I pop them on the board for you, your pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. They're quite larger pearls today. And then your two-tonal yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He is also an 8.5. Gail, perfect. I've got that down for you. Thank you, Sophie, for letting me know. Love them. Can you have them on lobster fittings? Of course you can. Let me pop that down on here for you. I'm just going to read it again just so I don't get it wrong. Lobster fittings, okay. Perfect. I've got that down for you. Let me pop them safely in here. And again, I'm glad you're happy with those, and thank you for the donations with your shells. Nikki, if we do your Tantalising Treats, we've done your Tantalising Treats. If we do your Trick or Treat, what is going on? I told you the rain relaxes me. If we do your Trick or Treat. Yeah, that is one. Okay, so your Trick or Treat, Nikki. And you have a treat. You have an extra oyster opening. So if you're happy to do so, we'll do that now. So that's your extra oyster opening. So what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, are you, Wendy? So we're just coming into autumn. We're in, yeah, we're coming into autumn, and is my most favourite time of the year. Autumn and winter are my favourite times. I do love them. Yep, it will be on tonight. So those of you who have ordered, in 3 people's time, I'll be doing an updated order list. So you'll be able to hear and see whereabouts you are. And if you would like to order, you can be added on for tonight's live. Yay, mystery and donate the shells. Nikki, is there a certain colour you're hoping for with this one? Let me get him open. Oh, I'm having a tropical moment. Let me pop the fan on. Oh, okay, and let's go down. So your mystery oyster, you have a softer pop there. Oh, and there. And there is your mother of pearl. There's a little bit of flesh there, but you can see there's no pearls on that side. Laura, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. So if I hold him up for you, you have a lemon yellow. So you've got another yellow there. He looks like he's slightly lighter than the first yellow that you got in your Tantalising Treats. Now with this one, Nikki, if you wanted to swap the colour pearl, we can do so with this one. So that's going to be completely up to you and what you would like to do and what your preference is. So if I hold this one up so you can have a closer look, what do you think to this yellow? And like I say, if you're happy, that's perfect. Or if you prefer to swap him, we can do so as well. So he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. Cheryl, bless you. Thank you for the stars as well. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Nikki, what do you think to this yellow? Are you happy with this one? Happy to keep him? Perfect. So I'm just going to bring you back up again and I'll pop him on here. Nikki, then again, thank you for the donations with your shells, and I do hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Oh. Three Brecon yellows. I love that, Bronnie. Okay, perfect. So up next this evening is Lou Ryan. Lou, are you here? No, I think Lou was here earlier, so hopefully she's still here. The rain is, it is, isn't it, Karen? It really is. Lou, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so Lou, what we'll do is we'll do your two normal openings first. So what two oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Oh, Nikki. Lots of love, my lovely. You're very welcome. What do you think, Lou? So you've got your two normal openings to start with. What 2 oysters would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Now I do think I've got a little bit of a delay here from the video feed to the comments coming through, so I do apologise if there's sort of a little bit of a wait. But yeah, I think I've got a delay on my end just with the comments. Do you, Wendy? I love that. I mean, I think I'd drop off straight away, but then I'd probably lose an AirPod down the side of the bed or something. Lulu, can you get 2 Nunu? You can indeed. And donate the shells. Perfect. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? So number 1 and 2. Let me get these open. There's 1. And 2. And let's go down. So oyster number 1. There's one side and the other side. And in here we have a darker pearl to start with there. You can do, Cassie. What I would say is to email me though. So there's no more in that one, Lou. So you've got a darker pearl first. So if you've got, for example, the looser pearls from your Tantalising Treats and you'd like them on jewellery, if you email me with your order number and what item of jewellery you would like, I can then invoice you for that item of jewellery, but without the charge of the oyster on top, because obviously you've already got your pearl. So we can definitely do so, but it is more to email me if that's okay. So you've got this dark chocolatey silver to start with there. And then Lou, moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here, and you are twinning. And there's no more in that one. You are twinning, my lovely. So let me just dry this up for you as well. Donate the shell. Jade, if you just bear with me a moment, I'll show you an example of what donated shells get used for. Okay, so your twinning, Lou, are 2-tonal blues. Now look at these. They are beautiful lighter and darker blues, and in the lighter area it almost looks like it's a silvery purple tone. Can you see that? So I'm going to actually say they're 2-tonal blurples because of that. They've got that blue and purple overtone to them. I do hope you're happy with those. So twinning blurples and a darker chocolate silver. Now, are you happy with these colours? If not, we can swap them for you. If I pop them through the board, your chocolatey silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And then twin number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And then pearl number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8 as well. So they are the same size there. Lou, just confirm for me if you're happy with those or if you prefer to swap them. So the donated shells, my mum works in a nursery, and I clean the shells off, they get sanitised, and then they go to the nursery, who use them in different activities. This is just one picture that I have of them using this. So this is learning through play. Obviously you can see the sea life there with the shells. So they use them in collages, art, lots of different uses for them. So yeah, they do go to a good use. Can we swap the chocolate silver for an olive? You can indeed. Let me just have a look for you. Let me see if I have any olives. I've got these, let me see. Now these are darker, however if I get a lighter one, hang on, I think I can go lighter than that. Now, have a look at this one here. Now like I say, this is a darker, oh, this is a darker olive green, but we don't have any of the lighter olive greens in at the moment. So if you can see here, he's that dark, deep green colour. Can you have the olive on a jump ring? You can. Are you happy with that olive, or would you prefer to have one of the lighter ones? That one's perfect. Perfect. So let me just bring you back up here. And you'd like to have that one on a jump ring. Perfect. I'm just going to write that down for you, my lovely. Perfect. Okay, so you also then have a 25 pearl oyster. So with your 25 pearl oyster, would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I'm just going to grab the bag for you. And let's pull one out of here. Okay, so you have this one here. Let me get him open. If your order was towards the end of next month, possibly, Stacey. So what we normally say is towards Christmas, obviously our lives get bigger, busier. So I can't guarantee it. I would say normally yes. I can't guarantee 100% yes, but I'm pretty sure it would be a yes. Let's go down. Let me know about earrings. It can do indeed, not a problem. So this is your 25 pearl oyster here. Let me know what you think and what you'd like to do with the shell there. And then we'll open him up for you. That's absolutely not a problem. Just pop me that email over with the invoice number and we can get that done for you. And you'd like to keep the 25 pearl oyster shell? Perfect. Okay, so let's get him open. Sorry, with the 25 pearl oyster, if I don't get the shell bits ready, it gets quite hard to do so. But right, let's get this open for you. We have a softer pop there. Oh, opened up beautifully, that one did. Okay, so if we have a look in here, and I can see a few pearls there. Not so much on that side. Okay, so I can see a few pearls towards that side. Doesn't look like there's a lot of flesh in this one. Ah, okay, so we've got one runner so far. And there's no pearls on that side, so that's perfect. If I move that over there, and then straight away you've got two runaways there. So the rest of these pearls, if I hold this up and we'll move around slowly so we can have a look at these pearls in, under and amongst all the flesh there. Okay, so let me have a squidge in here for you, my lovely. Oh, they're actually coming out. Oh, there's one there, coming out beautifully. Now I believe that that's all of them there. Now I'm just going to count them up, and then I'll clean up the shells for you. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27. So the other day with our 25 pearl oyster, I think we had, it was 23, wasn't it? And we then made up the pearls, because obviously we sell them as a 25 pearl oyster. So if there is for some reason less pearls in that, then we do obviously make that up. But this time you've got 27, and you do get to keep obviously all of these, my lovely. I hope you're happy with those. So what we're going to do is we're going to just dry them up for you, and then we're going to pop them in the sand. We're going to put the darker ones towards the top of the sand, lighter ones towards the bottom of the sand, and then I will go through each colour for you as well, Lou, okay? Now, if you'd like me to measure them all, do let me know and we can do so. Or if you're happy for me to measure the largest and the smallest, that's absolutely perfect as well. So it's completely up to you what you'd like me to do regarding the measuring, just let me know. So if, like I say, I'm going to start by popping the darkest towards the top, then the lightest. I'll hold them up so you can have a look at all of them together, and then I'll put them on the board section by section so you can have a closer look at the colours. So I quite like them in nice lines, so I know it takes slightly longer to pop them in the sand with a 25 pearl oyster, but I quite like them in that line there. Largest and smallest is fine, perfectly. Right, if I hold them up like that to start with, so there's a first glimpse at all of your colours there. And then if we go through for you, so we're going to just do them line by line, well, 4 pearls at a time. So some lines do have more than 4 pearls in, but we'll just go through. If there's any little black bits on the board, it's just pieces of sand which have come up with it. So you've got this darker gunmetal grey, then you've got a dark deep chocolate, a darker chocolate bronze, and then it's almost like a chocolate latte colour. So gunmetal grey, dark chocolate, deep bronze and a latte colour. Moving on to your next 4. Starting here we have this silver base, but he has this grape purple overtone. You've got this bright deep chocolate bronze, a darker chocolate bronze, and then you've got this darker purple. So it's silver, grape purple, chocolate bronze, dark purple, and dark chocolate and dark purple. Are you jumping? Is it me or is it Facebook? I can ask Aaron to look into it in case it's me. Your next set of 4 pearls, you have a dark chocolate, gunmetal grey, dark, oh my gosh, I'm looking forward before I'm naming them. Let me start again. Dark purple, gunmetal grey, dark chocolate and burgundy red. So going through again, dark purple, gunmetal grey, dark chocolate and burgundy red. Oh, I can see what happened there. Let me just move these back up. Make room. Okay, so moving on to your lighter colours. You have a light coral, a large bright pink, a more natural coloured pink, and this softer sky blue. So coral, bright pink, more natural pink, and a softer sky blue. Oh, thank you, Bab. Some people are saying it's jumping a bit. Some other people are saying they think it's Facebook. Can you just check our internet just in case?
Sure.
Thank you, darling, and thank you very much for the tea. Okay, so Aaron's just going to check that just in case it is us. Oh, there goes Min. Okay, so this is your next set of 4. Now you have a darker natural pink, a lighter rose gold, a blush pink, and a lemon yellow. So if I go through those again, a darker natural pink, a rose gold, a blush pink, and a lemon yellow. And then your next 4, you have a Pepsi blue, a icy blue, a light lavender, and a watermelon. So Pepsi blue, icy blue, light lavender, and a watermelon. And then moving on to your last 3 pearls, Lou. Oh. And you have a coral, a dark rose gold, and a pastel yellow. Now this is a lighter yellow than your first yellow. So coral, rose gold, and a lighter yellow. Oh, okay, what do you think to all of these? Are you happy with them? If I go through and measure the largest and the smallest for you. Start with the smallest. I think this coral will start with, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Sky blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And measuring your first darker, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. So your smallest pearl's a 6.5 there. Measuring your largest pearl, we'll go for the rose gold. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. We'll try this darker chocolate bronze as well. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. And then that hot pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5. He's an 8. So your smallest is a 6.5. Your largest is an 8. Now I know in the sun there they're slightly bright, but Lou, what do you think to those? Are you happy with those? Now, if you would like to swap some, we can do so. If you prefer to take a screenshot and then email me your colour choices, we can do that as well. But of course, if you're happy with them all, that's perfect. Going to keep them all, but you'll email me. Okay, perfect. Not a problem. Let me bring you back up here. I'm glad you're happy with them. I'll make a little note on the order form that you'd potentially like to swap, and then that way I'll just keep an eye out for that email. So I'm just popping them all in here for you, my lovely, but I'm glad you're happy with them. There we go. So if I wrap up your shells as well. Perfect. And let me just make that note. Okay, Lou, I hope you're happy with that. Let's do your trick or treat as well. So I'm just going to dive in here and give them a mix. No, you're very, very welcome. And Anne, bless you. Thank you very much for the stars there. Half a heart. Hang on. Other half a heart. Okay, so Lou, your trick or treat. Lou, you have a treat. You also have a extra oyster opening. So if you're happy to do so, we'll do your oyster opening now. What type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? Now, those of you who were with us last Halloween will remember this mug, but I've just got to show it off. Look at my mug. I mean, this is one of those mugs that keep your tea warm for hours. But if I hold it from the bottom, love it. It matches Mr. Skull over here. I might actually put the tea on this side because the handle for it is on the reverse side with this one. So if I move the coaster, and I'll have the tea over here for this one. There we go. Just because it's a heavy mug, it needs to be on the correct side. I don't think you can drink from the face side because of the curve. You need to drink from the back of the head. Can you get a rainbow and donate? So expand the rainbow. Now, is there a certain colour you're hoping for with this one? Marie, bless you. Thank you for the stars there, my lovely. Okay, so let's go down. You'll expand the rainbow oyster. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are, oh, running away, you are twinning. And you're twinning with brighter hot pinks there. And there's no more in that one. Let me pop these on the board for you, Lou, and you can let me know what you think to these as well. Beautiful, brighter, oh, hot pink pearls. Oh, that sounds lovely, Suzanne. That's actually Aaron's favourite soup. And when he's poorly, that's the soup he wants, chicken noodle soup. He loves it. So with these pinks, Lou, you've got one which looks slightly brighter than his twin there. If I run them through the board for you, the slightly brighter of the two is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. And then number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5 as well. So they're measuring the same size. They do just have that slight shade difference. Now, just confirm for me, are you happy with those? Or we can swap them for you. I've just brought you up for a second because it's time to do an updated order list in a moment. So I'm just going to print these off, Lou, and then I'm going to come back to see what you'd like to do with those pearls. I do apologise, but I think if I just set this to start printing so that I can come back, then you guys don't have to wait too long because my printer can be quite slow sometimes. I don't know why. Okay, perfect. Can you have the dark one on a jump ring and swap the other for a seaweed? You can indeed. So I'm just going to take you back down so you can see the seaweed. So swap, can you have the dark on the jump ring? So swap the lighter one for a seaweed. So if I hold this one up for you so you can have a closer look. You just confirm for me, are you happy with that one there? Okay, perfect. I've got that down for you as well. So if you, the email will get sent tomorrow with the invoice on to the email address on the order form. Thank you ever so much for the donations with your shells, Lou. And I've kept your 25 pearl shells as well. Seaweed on a jump ring too, of course you can. Okay, so that will all be included on the same invoice. And if you would like earrings, don't pay the invoice until you've emailed me, because then I can just add the earrings onto the same invoice. So I'll send this one across. And then of course, if you'd like to add to it, you can, or if you prefer to just pay it and then email me about your colour swaps and stuff, we can do it that way as well. I don't mind sending another one. It's just whatever's easiest for you, Lou, okay? But perfect, I'll pop that safe up there for you, and I hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. Okay, so shall we do a updated order list? We do still have Pamela on the order list, but Pamela has requested to be on later in the night, so I'll pop Pamela to the end of the order list from here. So we'll do an updated order list now. So I'm going to read them out and type them down as we go, so please bear with me. So up next would be Cassandra Abbott. Oh, let me just pop those together for you, Cassandra. Hang on, wait. Yep, same name and address. I do have to just double check that. And then it will be Linda Southam. Leanne Wilson. And Elaine Royal. So that's 4 people on the order list. So if you would like to order for today, there won't be too long of a wait. I'm just going to post this on the page as well. So if you would like to see the order list on the page, it'll be on the order list that was posted earlier. So it'll just be the post before this live video post. So there'll be a couple of spaces, and then there'll be the new order list. I'll also pop it in the comments just below, and you'll hear that the rain is just picking up again now. I love it. Melissa and Aria, bless you. Thank you both for the stars. Okay, so I'm looking for Cassandra Abbott. Cassandra, are you here? Oh. Cassie, hello. Cassie, shall we do your tantalizing treat first? So if I bring up the faces for you, and I'm just going to top the board back up as well with the one that got used. So Cassie, which pumpkin face would you like? And would you like numbers 1, 2 or 3? So the faces are Casper, Toothy, Dracula, Nasher or Evil Knievel. And then you've got line number 1 at the top, number 2 in the middle, and number 3 along the bottom. Three Cassies tonight. That's pretty cool. We do have a few doubles of names. I do enjoy. Dracula number 2, keep the shells, and all pinks on Friday. So, oh bless you. Okay, so fingers crossed for anything but pinks. So what did we say? Dracula number 2 and keep your shells. So Dracula is this centre one, and number 2 is right in the centre of the whole board. So let's get him open. So this is Dracula there. And if I open him up for you, so you have 1, 2 and 3 oysters in that one. By the way, I bend it just because then you can see there's nothing else in there, because if I just pop one of these back in here, they're not as easy to bend, whereas without the oyster they bend. Does that make sense? I mean, not that I'm gonna lie if there's not an oyster, if there's an oyster left in there, but it's just to show you guys, that's all. Still desperate to be in the 9 club. I mean, we've had a few close hits today with the 9 club, so you may be the one. So anything but pinks and possibly a 9. Let's go down. Good luck, my lovely. Oh, and you'd like to keep your shells as well, which is absolutely fine. So oyster number 1. There's one side. Ooh, and the other side. Oh, your first oyster, you have a pink. Oh, bless you. You have a brighter blush pink there. There's no more in that one. Now I'm just going to take the flesh off here for you. There's 1 and 2. Okay, so your first pearl out, number 7. Your first pearl out is a brighter blush pink. Moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And it's not pink. Bing, bing, bing. You have a blurple. Now a blurple is a mix between a blue and a purple. Now he does look like he's quite a nice size there, and he does look like he's slightly two-tonal as well. So again, I'm just cleaning up your shells, and then I will have a closer look at your blurple. So if I dry him up for you. So you can see here, just slightly brighter, and then we get slightly lighter as you go around there. Almost that beautiful mottled look as well. So that's your two-tonal blurple. And then moving on to your last oyster, my lovely. There's one side and the other side. Ooh, and in here you have a darker pearl. Now I think I can see a hint of green in that pearl there. Again, let me just clean this shell up for you, then we'll have a closer look. But there's definitely, I think, some green glinting at me. I'm just popping that in the sand a second. Okay, so he's a beautiful dark deep green, almost looks like he's got a hint of blue in there as well, but definitely base green there. So all together you have that brighter blush pink, that dark green, and your two-tonal blurple as well. Cassie, I hope you're happy with those. Now if I run them through the board for you, your pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your dark green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8. He's an 8.5. So close to being the 9 club there, but just fell through. What do you think to those? You're very happy. Perfect. I'm just wrapping up your shells for you. And if I pop these safely in here. I've got the Moana Shiny song in my head. Okay, sorry, just random fact there. Cassie, you also have a oyster opening as well. What type of oyster would you like with your piece of jewellery? And would you like to keep or would you like to donate those shells? Don't click on any links there or anything that's coming through. Mystery and keep the shells, and you're hoping for a TARDIS blue for this one. Okay, well, fingers crossed for a TARDIS blue. So let's go down. Fingers crossed, my lovely. You have a light pop there. And in here, so there's none on that side. Look here. Ah, you have a darker TARDIS blue, Cassie. And there's no more in that one. So you have a darker TARDIS blue. What do you mean, Linda? Now I'm just going to dry him up for you, and then if you can just confirm if you're happy for this one to go on the jewellery. However, with this pearl, if you're not happy, we can swap him for you. So it is going to be completely up to you what you would like to do, okay? So if I hold him up on the board for you, he's quite a nice size. And he's a darker, deeper blue there. And if I run him through the board for you, he's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7. He's a 7.5. You are happy with that one? Perfect. Again, I'm sorry with the sand. It is slightly brighter in the sand. It's because I'm using a new software system to go live with. It just doesn't, the old system liked the sand, the new system doesn't like the sand, but that's for me to me to deal with. I'm just explaining and again apologising that they do look slightly brighter in there. Now Cassie, I hope you're happy with everything there. So I've wrapped up the shells for you as well, and let's do your trick or treat. So I'm just diving in and giving them a little mix. And in here, Cassie, and your trick or treat, you do have a trick. I think that's the first trick of the night. But you do have, I hope you will have, I can't speak now, I hope you will be happy with everything once it arrives. I've just popped that safe up there for you. Oh, I know it does, Gemma. I know. Okay, bear with me just 1 second. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Oh, the witch. I can't. Up next this evening is Linda Southam. Linda, are you here? Linda, hello, 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 hello. Linda, you have... Ooh, okay, so you've got 2 mini sparkle dips. What's the difference? Oh, okay, yep, I can see what... So you'll have to tell me which one you'd like on which one, if that makes sense. So you've no oyster openings with these, just the sparkle dips on their own. So good luck, my lovely. We're going to dive in and mix them first for you. So good luck. I'm going to close my eyes and take... Oh, that wasn't a big enough pinch. There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a huge pinch there. I'm just going to slowly wiggle because with these ones... Oh, nope, I've missed. Because they're so light, they can literally fly anywhere. Okay, so you have this one here. Oh, I did make a right mess. Let me just... Because if I sit back, they're all going to... There we go. Let's pop these back in there. Okay, so you have this one here. So this one is a new one. It's not on our website. Let's go down and I'll show you, my lovely. Oh, you do have loyalty cards too. I do apologise. I'll have a look for those in just a moment. Okay. So you have a light purple flower crystal charm. So I'm just going to hold it with the pearl picker like this, just so I can move it around so you can see. So the reverse side is pretty much the same, apart from it's got that point. And again, the charms have that point there, so they don't sit still. They're always going to do that sort of little wiggle to catch the light and to sparkle away. So this is a light purple flower. Now, if you're happy with this one, you can stick. Or of course, if you'd like to risk it, you can twist it, my lovely. So what do you think? Can you twist? Of course you can. So this is going to stay out of the bag until after your first twist, okay? So if I bring you back up here again, I'm just going to mix them again for you and then we'll dive in. Okay, so good luck, my lovely. Again, quite a nice sized pinch there. I'm trying to get them in the bag, but I don't want to look, because obviously I don't want to end up not picking but seeing. Okay, so your twist, again I'm just popping these other ones back in the bag. So you have one of our Raindrop crystal charms here. Now this colour is beautiful. It's like a bluey purple. Now I wouldn't say it's a set blue or purple. I would say it's that sort of colour that's in between. It is beautiful. So it's this raindrop shape, as you can see. The reverse side has that slight mirror effect to him. So I would say it's more single-sided. But obviously the back is beautiful, but you can more see the crystal from the first side there. You love it. Perfect. He is beautiful with that colouring as well. I'm glad you're happy with that one. You also have a second dip. So if I bring you back up here, with your second dip, so this is, you can stick or twist again, because this is dip number 2. So again, I'm just going to give them a mix. And then I'm going to close my eyes and go in for a big pinch. Oh, I think I've still got, yeah, I think that's still 2. Come on, which one's going to drop? Oh, I think I dropped them both. Okay, so we're just going to dive in again. So sorry, just quick mix. Right, okay, so big pinch. Right, don't drop them both this time. Come on. Okay, so, ooh, you have this one here. Now this isn't, so we've got the sun charm and the sun spot. So this is the sun charm. So there is a difference between the two. They're similar but different. So the sun spot has the flatter area in the center on the front of the charm. The sun charm, which is this one, has a point on both sides. So the spot has a point at the back and flat at the front. The sun has the point on both sides. Now this one here, Linda, is 2-sided. So it's got this darker smoky silver on the front here. And then on the reverse side, you've got that beautiful green. Again, it's more of a mirror effect green, but it does have that colour and brings it through. Tracy, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. So you've got the smoky silver crystal and that beautiful mirrored green. Now, Linda, if you're happy with this one, you can stick. So like I said, this is the sun pendant, not the sun spot, because it's got points on both sides. The sun spot has that flatter area on the front. But what do you think? If you're happy, you can stick, and if you'd like to risk it, you can twist it. Swap, so twist this one as well. Okay, so let me leave that one out of the bag again. So if I bring them back up here, and this diving in for your second twist. Oh no, it's not a problem. That's why we have the stick or twist there, Linda. So I'm going to dive in, and I've got again another large. Oh, that quite a few dropped off at the start then. All right, I think I've got 2 again. Which one's going to drop? Oh, okay, so that is 1. Oh, okay, so you've got a similar one to your first one here. Now, it's similar but different. Okay, so it's the same shape. You've got the raindrop shape here again. However, this is the purple and green. So you've got that purple and blue raindrop with the first one, and now you've got purple and green. So together, with them being the same shape and bringing those purples across, they're going to go really well together if that's what you wanted. I hope you're happy with that one as well. So again, the purple and the green just changes. If I show you the reverse side as well, it just changes depending on obviously where the light hits the crystal and hits that charm there. Stunning, perfect. Now, do you know, if I bring you back up a second, do you know which one you'd like on which item? So we've got purple and green and purple and blue. Love, love, love it. Perfect. Now, while you say, let me know which one you'd like on what item, let me just have a look for that loyalty card. You sent it across. Ah, yeah, I can see. Let me, yeah, name and date on there. Perfect. Thank you, Sophie. Can you get the second on the key ring? So the purple and green on the key ring. and the purple and blue on the other. I'm just writing that down for you. My hair is so fluffy today. It's just going everywhere. I thought it'd be nice, but it's just fluffed out and it's just, yeah. Correct. Perfect. I've got that down for you, my lovely. So you do have your 2 oysters as well. What oysters would you like, and would you like to keep or would you like to donate your shells? I've put the cup right in front of the fan and it was the wrong thing to do because it's cooling down way too quickly. The cup that never gets cold is defeated by the fan. So now I just have to drink it quickly. I do apologise. Let me turn the fan off. Donate the shells. Perfect, thank you. And Halloween oysters. So let's grab these out. Is there certain colours that you're hoping for? So, oh, that's just the handle of the bag. Let's tuck that back in. 1 and 2. Oh, don't knock over the mini dips, please. And let's get him open. So there's 1 and 2. Let's go down, my lovely. So mystery oyster number 1. Now number 1's a little bit of a clapper here. Just means that he's already opened slightly, so I don't need to pop him there because I can fit the knife in beautifully. And there's a pearl right on the top there. There's your mother of pearl. You have a grape purple. Look at him. Let me pop him out, and I'm just going to have a squidge in here. And oh, the flesh has come away there. Linda, you are twinning. And there's no more in that one. You're twinning with grape purples there. Let me just dry these up for you. Quite a nice brighter purple as well. And then, oh, where are you going? Pop them on here so you can have a close look. Beautiful grape purple twins to start with. Purple's your theme tonight, Linda. And then moving on to Halloween oyster number 2. Oh, you have a pop there. And in here, there's your mother of pearl. And I can see a peeper in there. Let me have a squidge. Look at him. You have a brighter blood red. And there's no more in that one. So if I dry him up for you as well. And again, I'm just going to pop him on the board so you can have a closer look. Here is your brighter blood red, my lovely. So twinning grape purples and a blood red. What do you think to these? Now, if you're happy with these colours, that's perfect. However, if you would prefer to swap them, we can do so, okay? So if I run them through the board for you, your grape purple number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's not a 6.5 actually, he's a 7. Grape purple number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. Not a 6.5, he's a 7. And your blood red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7 as well. What do you think to those? Jump rings on those 3? Of course I can. Let me bring you back up here. I'll write that down for you. Okay, perfect. I've got that down for you. That invoice will get sent through tomorrow for you, and it will go to the email address that's on the order form. If I dive in and do your trick or treat as well, and in here, my lovely, your trick or treat. Linda, you also have a treat today. You have an extra oyster opening. So again, if you're happy to do so, we'll do that now for you. So if you're happy to do so, what type of oyster would you like? And would you like to keep, or would you like to donate your shells? Jump ring. I will post a link for you. I need to get these photos done. So now Kia's working. Kia's sort of keeping on top of emails and doing back like admin and stuff. Oh my gosh, am I getting more time to get everything sorted? So I need to photo those as well. That link I've just posted there will bring you to the jump rings so you can have a look. Yep, I've got Tahitian. And these oysters are cultured. I don't have South Sea pearls though, no. I have Fireball pearls. So, Linda, Nunu and donate. Sorry, I didn't see that comment before. So, Nunu Oyster, donate your shells. Now, is there a certain colour you're hoping for with this one? Let me get him open for you. And let's go down. So, your Nunu Rainbow Oyster. There's one side. And the other side. And in here, you are kept in suspense because the flesh came away. You are twinning. Okay, so there's no more in that one. Let me just dry this up for you and then we'll have a close look at the colour. I do think they're dark chocolates there. In the photo, they are silver, Aria, just that because I've photoed them in that purple dish, for some reason it's come out looking gold. Now don't get me wrong, I do have some gold fittings, but those ones are 95 silver, which is what I mean when I say I need to photo them again, because they do look more gold, don't they? But they are silver. So Linda, these are dark chocolate twins here. Now again, if you're happy with this colour, that's perfect. If you're not, we can swap them for you. So your chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. And number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Laura, I'm not sure what you mean. Tahitian is a type of pearl. They're normally these darker gunmetal. Sometimes they have more greeny hints to them. And they come in different grades and sizes, the Tahitians. I've got them all from grade 1 all the way through and down. But I'm not sure what you mean. Very happy, perfect. So Linda, let me pop these on here for you. And I, again, thank you for the donations of your shells. And I hope you'll be happy with everything once it arrives. And that's safe up there for you. Okay, perfect. And up next this evening is Leanne Wilson. Leanne, are you here? Linda, you're very, very welcome. Donated shells, I'll show you a little photo. My mum works in a nursery, so I clean and sanitise the shells. They then go towards the children who use them in different activities. This is just one photo of what they can use them with. Leanne, hello, hello, hello. Let me bring you back to me. So you have a tantalising treat, Leanne. So if we have a look at the pumpkin faces, I'll need to know which face you would like. And what number row you would like. So I'm just going to top up the one actually that's picked there. So the faces to pick from are Casper, Toothy, Dracula, Gnasher, and Evil Knievel. And obviously row number 1 is the top row, row number 2 is the middle row, and row number 3 is the bottom row. Oh, let me bring you back up. Dracula number 1, and keep the shells, not a problem. So Dracula number 1 is the center row again, and the number 1, can you see this? Yeah, number 1 is the top one there. So Dracula number 1. Are there certain colours that you're hoping for? You have 1, 2, and 3. You have 3 oysters in there. We've got different types of shells here as well. So let me get these open for you. There's 1. And 2. And 3. So let's go down. So oyster number 1. Now this one would be either a mystery or a Halloween. So in here, good luck, Leanne, my lovely. We have a softer pop there. I saw the opening then, but it's very small. So there, excuse me, there is your mother of pearl. Now straight away in this one, I can see a darker pearl towards the ends there. And let me just have a squidge in here for you. There's no more in that one. So your first oyster has given you a darker pearl. So again, I'm just going to clean the shells up, and then we're going to have a closer look at that pearl. We'll see what colour he is for you as well. There's 1. And number 2. So if I dry him up for you, he is a darker gunmetal grey. He's almost black there, not quite black, but he is that beautiful darker gunmetal grey. Then moving on to oyster number 2. There's one side and the other side. And in here you are twinning. And you're twinning with blush pink twins there, Leanne. And there's no more in that one. So again, I'm just going to clean these shells up for you. And then we'll have a closer look at your twinning blush pinks as well. Okay, so if you have a, let's move that out of the way because I can still use the reverse side of that kitchen towel. So if I dry these up for you, and I'm going to pop them straight on the board again so you can have a closer look. So darker gunmetal grey, and here are your twinning blush pinks. And then moving on to your last oyster, which is again from your Tantalising Treats. There's the top. One side and the other side. And in here you have a darker purple. Oh, he looks like he's actually possibly slightly two-tonal there. And there's no more in that one. So again, I'm just going to take the flesh off here for you. And then I'll have a close look. Like I say, he's definitely got some purple, but he does look like he's possibly slightly two-tonal as well. Okay, so he is, if you have a look, he's purple, but as we go around there, we go darker and then sort of this brighter, lighter purple as well. So altogether, you've got a darker gunmetal grey, twinning blush pinks, and that dark purple. Leanne, I hope you're happy with these. If I measure them for you, pink number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Twin number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. So the twins are measuring at slightly different sizes there. Your darker gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And your two-tonal purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And let me bring you back up. Email for fittings. Of course you can. When you email, if you can pop your order number in the email address, that way I can allocate your email to the correct order. And then, yeah, of course, just let me know if you would, what you would like. Now, because you're going to email me, I'm going to make a note here, and this will not be sent until I've heard from you. So even if you change your mind and you prefer to have the pearls loose, which is absolutely fine, but email me to let me know either way now, because like I say, this will not be sent until I've heard from you. Okay. I hope that makes sense. But it just means then that way you can take as long as you want to email us. And it means that this won't get sent out in that time frame. Okay, so I've got that down for you, my lovely. You also have a trick or treat card as well. So if I dive in here, and you have with your trick or treat, you have a trick, my lovely. That does mean that there's nothing on the back of that card. But I do hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. And I've wrapped up your shells for you as well. Your email tomorrow. Yep, that's not a problem. Whenever you're ready to do so. I do hope you're happy, my lovely. So, we just pop this up here. Okay. And up next this evening is Elaine Royal. Elaine, are you here? Oh, bless you, Kirsty. Oh, Elaine, hello, my lovely. Thank you for confirming the email address there. You have 3 openings altogether. You would like mystery oysters and donate your shells. Now, are there certain colours, Elaine, that you're hoping for? So you have 1, 2 and 3 oysters. Let me get them open. There's 1, 2 and 3. Kitchen towel, on average it's normally 1 roll every 3 lives, which is normally roughly 1 roll every week, which isn't too bad. So let's go down, Elaine. So mystery oyster number 1, you have a lighter pop there. Hoping for darker blues. Okay, so oyster number 1, there is the mother of pearl. And I can see here you have a lilac purple. Let me just have a squidge in here. And there's no more in that one. Oh. So your first oyster has given you a lilac purple. Let me dry him up for you and hold him up so you can see. Moving on to oyster number 2, you have a lighter pop there, and in here there is your mother of pearl. And I can see actually in here you are twinning, and you're twinning with coral twins here, Elaine. Again, I'm just having a squidge though for you, and there's no more in that one. So here are your coral twins. And then moving on to your last oyster, which again is your mystery oyster. You have a lighter pop there. And in here, there is your mother of pearl. Now you have a slight runaway if I move that forward, and I can also see another 3. You are quadding. So Elaine, you have got 4 pearls in your oyster here. So you've had a single pearl, twinning pearls, and now quadding pearls. Now again, there's no more in that one. So I'm just going to dry all of these pearls off for you, and then we'll have a closer look at all your pearls together. Now you did say you was hoping for darker blues. So if you're not happy with these colours, we can swap them for you to get those blues or to get whatever colours you would like to. But of course, if you're happy with these as well, that's absolutely fine. I'll just need to know which ones you'd like on the jewellery. Okay, so from your quadding oyster, you have a candy floss pink, a dark grape purple, a lighter pastel apple green, and a brighter coral. So candy floss pink, dark grape purple, pastel apple green, and a brighter coral. And then you also had a lilac purple and twinning corals as well, slightly lighter than your single coral there. So if I run them all through the board for you, twin coral number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Twin coral number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Your lilac purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then with your quadding oyster, your coral's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The pastel apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The grape purple's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the candy floss pink's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5 as well. What do you think to all of those? And like I say, if you're happy, which ones would you like where? If you're not happy, I can swap them for you. Can we swap the corals and the apple green for dark blue to match on the jewellery? Is that all 3 corals or just the coral twins, my lovely? If you'd like to swap the 3rd coral as well, that's not a problem. Just let me know what you think. Now they're going to look different sizes because they're going in different size holes, but are you happy with those 3 blues there? Are they dark enough for you? Or are they too dark, or just the coral twins? Okay, perfect. So they're the ones I picked out first. So would you be happy with those 3 there? Just going to bring you back up here. Oh, Mim. Sorry, Madam Mim. She's just noisy poisy today. Perfect colours. No, you're very welcome. Okay, so let me just pop these in here for you. And then I'll write down that it's the blues on the jewellery. And then you get your trick or treats card as well. Okay, perfect. So good luck with your trick or treats, my lovely. She is on form, isn't she? Okay, so your trick or treat. And in here you do have a trick as well, Elaine, which again, that does mean that there's nothing on the back of there. But I do hope you're happy with everything once it arrives. And thank you very, very much for the donations with your shells. And that's safe up there for you. No, you're very, very welcome. Okay, and up next this evening is Pamela Roswell. Pamela, are you here? Yep, we opened a 25 pearl oyster earlier on in the live. Thank you, Jessica. So I'm looking for Pamela Roswell. Pamela, are you here? Oh, the rain's picking up again. I do love the rain. Now, Pamela, if you're here, please type I'm invisible. It will bring your comment forward so I can see you. And if anybody can see Pamela, please comment on her comment, because again, it will bring it forward so I can see. Can hear the rain, and I'm faster. Yeah, over the years, it's just become a faster typer. With the amount that I have to type, though, it doesn't surprise me. Okay, so last call for Pamela. If not, we'll move on. Pamela Roswell, are you here? Oh really, Aria? I have quite a funky keyboard as well. I'll show you while we're just waiting. So this keyboard, this one. So like it's almost like a typewriter keyboard. It is amazing. I do really enjoy it. Okay, so I haven't seen Pamela, so we're going to move on. And that is actually the end of our order list there for today. So we're going to be live again on Friday. So if you would like to join us, we'll be live around 8 PM on Friday. Supporters, keep an eye out because something special is coming for you guys tomorrow. I hope you all have a brilliant week and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.